Welcome to Get to the Point. I'm your host, Jessica Spahn, and I'm excited today to bring you a show highlighting the importance of recreation and community, brought to you by The Keller Point. Join us each episode and be inspired as we bring you conversations with community leaders who share their experiences, expertise, and explore the role that recreation plays in sustaining well-being and success. What are we waiting for? Let's get to the point. Welcome to Get to the Point. I'm your host, Jessica Spahn, and I have a very special treat for you today on our very first episode. We have our guest, Mayor Armin Mizani.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, Mr. Mayor. So I wanted to talk to you about a few different things today.
Sure.
So you wear many hats. Mm-hmm. You have a mayor hat. You have a lawyer hat. You have a family hat. Yep. So I was thinking, let's start first with your mayor hat. As a mayor, how did you become mayor? I don't know the backstory on that.
So for me, I've had the privilege of serving on the city council since 2014.
Okay.
I served for about 4 years, and then ran for mayor about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So I've been mayor since 2020, and how I got started, honestly, it's kind of a funny story. I moved to Keller in 2012.
Okay.
And I always wanted to get involved. For me, helping my community was always a passion of mine, just growing up. And part of that has to do with the way that I was grown up. My parents came to the United States from two different parts of the country, of the world. My dad is Iranian, my mom is Puerto Rican. They met in Kansas, of all places. And so growing up, I'm the oldest of 5 boys, and they always kind of instilled in us the importance of community and giving back. Mm-hmm. And so it's frankly why I became an attorney and went to law school. It's just that whole idea. So when I moved to Keller, I wanted to get involved right off the bat, just like you have in the city of Keller as well. And I actually applied for several boards and commissions. I just wanted to volunteer my time. I applied one time, took an interview, didn't get in. I said, all right, I just moved here. We got to give it some time. Well, the next year I did the same thing. And the year after that, I did the same thing. And I got denied 3 times. And so, sure enough, there was an opening on the city council. There was a city councilman at the time who had resigned because he moved elsewhere. And so there was an open seat. And so I said to myself, I could either run for this seat or I could apply and try to serve on a board. And I just went for it. And so I ran for city council. At that point in time, only 2 people supported me, which was either myself and my wife. I didn't know anybody. And so it took a lot of work, door knocking, met with a lot of folks, neighbors, and sure enough, got elected on the city council. So that's how I started. And again, served there for about 4 years, and now the privilege of serving as mayor.
That is such a great story, because I know that a lot of people in life have ambitions, and when they try for things, they get turned down or they don't get what they're trying to do. And so that's really amazing that you, after 3, I wouldn't call them failed attempts, but after 3 attempts that were unsuccessful,
right,
that you still kept going. Yeah. And now you're the mayor.
Yeah.
And so I know you're doing some things with Mayor Huffman of Southlake right now. There's a big challenge that's going on at the moment.
Yes.
Will you tell us a little bit more about that challenge?
Yeah. So Mayor Huffman and I, good friends, obviously both kind of relatively in the same stage in our lives, younger with young kids. And so for us, we've always talked about, and ironically enough, he got on city council in Southlake just when I got on city council in Keller.
Oh, funny.
So we built a relationship throughout the years, and the same thing when we became mayor, just right around the same time. And so we always talked about wanting to create more of an engagement between our communities. We're neighboring towns, and a lot of us know people in Southlake. Southlake people know folks in Keller. And so we wanted to just create more engagement. And what we started now, it's called the Fit City Challenge.
Okay.
And you've been a big part of that in helping kind of set this up. Where we're just encouraging residents to, in the next 45 days, get active. And a lot of us, whether it be physical or mental, we like to just be active because it helps us in so many ways. And so that's one of the things that we've done. And in a friendly kind of wager type of thing, it's a competition. And so we're encouraging residents to log in their minutes, again, whether it be physical or mental, throughout the day. And ultimately, the city with the most engagement,
Keller.
Keller. And in this case, it needs to be Keller. Yes.
I just think it's going to be Keller. I don't know.
Well,
I'm really excited.
I'm excited to see the amount of people that signed up in Team Keller. But ultimately, the city with the most engagement.
Yeah.
will win.
Yeah.
And we hope to do it every year.
Oh, absolutely love that
Yeah.
idea. So that's so first of all, that's getting people active again who
Right.
kind of coming out of the pandemic, and I think it's really necessary. Like people have been sedentary, and we're getting going. So that's a really great initiative to get put out there to get people excited. I love the idea of it being a regular endeavor every year. So yeah, Team Keller. So for those of you who haven't signed up yet, it's currently running, and we are Team Keller. So if you want to be on the winning team, join now.
That's right.
We'll put the information on here so you can join.
Yeah.
The winning team Keller. So let's talk about you and your family.
Sure.
So you wear a husband and a dad hat.
Yeah.
And I met your brother actually at the run on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of family around you? That seems like a very important thing.
So again, oldest of 5 boys.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my family members now live in San Antonio,
Okay.
Which is nice. But yeah, I mean, I'm a husband and a father. I met my wife freshman year at Purdue when we went to college, and we've got 2 kids, Aiden and Kendall, 7 and 4-year-old, and they go to our Keller schools. And so for us, it's just a joy to live in a community that is so family oriented. It's one of the reasons why I want to step up and run for mayor, is just kind of setting the vision, not just for today, but 5, 10, 15 years of what we're trying to be. And to me, it's that whole family feel. We want to be the most family friendly city in the entire state of Texas.
That's an ambitious goal, and I love it.
That's been the goal really from day one. And actually this past year, we were recognized at our nation's capital in DC.
Really?
For everything that we've done to get to that point, where whether it be reducing the taxes, whether it be the investments in our trails and our parks and our sidewalks, infrastructure, public safety. And so Congresswoman Beth Van Dyne recognized us into the minutes.
Nice.
And so that was the first time it's ever been done in Keller. So now the goal is, what can we do to continue that moving forward and elevate everything that we already represent?
I love that. I think you missed one of the most important parts of Keller, which is the Keller Point.
Yeah. Which is a big part. That is, I mean, to your point, sorry, that was weird. But to that end, the Keller Point is a great amenity that welcomes so many families. I mean, if you think about it, even just the membership and how fees are gathered, it's really based on your family. It doesn't matter how big or how small. And so I think that's what's one of the unique things about Keller is every amenity that we provide is geared towards that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes the Point so special. I think that's what makes our community so special.
So back to your family. So I was talking to Armand, and he mentioned that you guys have a Thanksgiving tradition.
Yes.
Would you like to tell me more about this?
Yeah. So every Thanksgiving we actually do a basketball tournament. It's a 1-on-1 tournament, and we do kind of bracket style. And I'm sure he brought it up because he won this past year.
Oh, did he? He did not say that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why. But
he said you tend to win.
No. Well, that's because house rules, and so I get a little bit more physical. But no, we do a 1-on-1 tournament, and we all get together for Thanksgiving, and that's what kind of makes it fun. That's a lot of families have those type of competitions.
Absolutely,
so.
And I like too because part of the show that we're focusing on is recreation and how important it is to have that in your life and to have the balance between work life, family life, but even in your families to take that time out to play together, to laugh, to be competitive, to challenge each other. So circling back around to your lawyer Armand.
Yeah.
I did notice that you had a giving back section on your webpage. Would you like to tell us some about that?
Yeah. So we do several things. And again, it's just the whole idea of wanting to give back to your community. And so every year I do a pro bono. And so there are cases where I don't charge folks a fee. But there's also a giving back section where we give back and recognize a teacher every month. And so we oftentimes get people that turn in referrals and say, hey, I've had, my son or daughter had this teacher and she did a great job and it made an impact in their lives. And so we've done that. We started that, I want to say maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
And we've just been recognizing teachers throughout really now Tarrant County.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. It's been fun because a lot of teachers spend resources out of their own pockets.
Yeah.
For supplies or whatever the case may be. And so, we just give a check every month to a teacher that we think goes above and beyond.
That's awesome.
A lot of teachers do go above and beyond, but we always want to recognize one at least every month. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think. I did have some more questions for you. All of a sudden, my brain's like, meh. Okay, so you're a lawyer. I wanted to ask you what your first job was and what was your favorite experience doing your first job? Maybe a moment or...
So my first job was in high school, and it was like a summer job.
Okay.
And actually it was something back in my community, kind of like a Keller Point.
Yeah.
It was a recreational, community recreational center. And I helped out in the summer camps with the children out there.
So what I'm hearing you say is people come work at Keller Point
Yeah.
at our summer camps.
Yes,
Okay, because we need you.
Yeah, and actually I was there today and I saw that we've got the big sign telling folks to please
come
sign up.
work with us because it's going to be a memory that you're going to have that, like this story. So I'll let you finish your story.
No, but that's one of, I remember that being my first job. And then in college I had a job for a little while there. Same thing with the recreational center. And
did you make great memories?
I did. I mean, obviously it's fun. I get, you see a lot of people come in, and again, all different ages, all different types of groups that come in, whether it be seniors, whether it be younger folks. And so for me, it's always been fun. And that's the first job I ever held, was
I love it.
back
So
in high school.
It's why I work at Keller Point right here. He just told you. So we are hiring.
Yeah.
Okay. So lastly, I wanted to talk about communication. So this is a way of communication now, podcasting. But back in your day, be it high school, I guess let's go with high school. What was the primary method of communication? Did you guys have cell phones at that point?
So we did have cell phones.
No, I'm just, well, just because I had a pager, so I'm just, I'm not trying to age you.
It's all right. No, we did have cell phones. I'm 34. I know my hair looks like I'm 50 years old, but I'm 34.
Okay, cool.
But no, actually, my parents would not let us have cell phones till, at least for me, till I went to college.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, but of course, that doesn't apply for my younger brothers. They got, their cell phones when they were in middle school. Like always the oldest kid gets messed up. Mm-hmm. Gets always the parents are always stricter with us.
So then how did you communicate with your friends?
So for us,
did you have the phone with the cord on it at home? Do you have to talk in the kitchen?
I would use my mom's cell phone in high school.
Okay, your mom's cell phone.
And she would let me use that if I went out with friends or whatever the case may be. I got my first cell phone in college, freshman year in college. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, maybe it was a flip phone for sure. But I remember, I don't know if you remember this, AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah, that was a big deal when I went to college.
So it's a true story, and actually I don't think I've ever said this like in a public setting, but that's actually one of the ways that I communicated with my wife, my now wife.
Oh,
so again,
it was like love letters, but instant messenger.
It kind of was. Yeah, you're gonna make me start sweating and blushing here, but no, I mean. I met her at an event and found her on, I think it was Facebook or MySpace or whatever it was at the time.
Probably.
And then we just started messaging on AOL. And that's one of the ways that we communicated. Obviously, we each had cell phones, but it was one of the ways that, when you're doing your homework on your laptop and
nobody
all of a sudden you pop up the AOL. And
did your heart start racing when you saw that? You're like,
it was always fun. Obviously, you always look for, at that time we were dating, and so it was always good to learn more about her, and we did that through AOL.
Oh
yeah,
my
so
goodness, I love it.
I don't know how we got here. I don't know, but anyway.
I don't know, but I love it. Yeah. Do you still have an AOL account?
No, I don't. But I think to your first question, I'm like thinking back. What was the question?
Communications.
Yeah, communications. Yeah. It's if you think about it, our generation is very aware and kind of in tune with social media, and it's one of the ways that I engage. Yeah,
I'm 40, so you're on the edge of R.
but engaging with, I think, our residents has changed. A lot of people now are on social media, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or whatever the case may be. And so I think that's one of the things that I've always tried to be cognizant of as mayor.
Yeah, stay relevant.
Yeah, it's letting people know what's going on by posting often and sharing things on social media. I don't have a TikTok.
Not yet?
Yeah, that's like the younger generation. That's not me.
I mean, I'm trying to.
Instagram was my brothers had to sell me on the Instagram, and I got that.
That's my favorite platform.
Instagram.
I've actually I've gone to a conference to speak on how to utilize Instagram for business before. So
I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and really, I think it's just been it's been a major part. And frankly, even go back to last year when we had the ice storm, we were communicating often on social media with our residents, and the city was actually recognized statewide for our communication.
Excellent.
And so we've really been trying to be cognizant of that and sharing things there as much as we can, just like we did with the Fit City Challenge and
absolutely, which reminds me, don't forget to sign up, Team Keller. Don't sign up for the winning team, Team Keller here.
That's right.
So I guess we're gonna wrap it up with our fun fun way. You want to try it with me? I have this little,
Okay.
You got to pick it up.
Okay.
And then we're going to look at the center camera first.
All right.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
And then
Get to the point.